Talk to us a little bit about the younger players, and have they maybe taken you a little bit by surprise since you came in?
Well, Josh Vela caught me eye more or less straight away. What I liked about Josh was athletically he was very good. You know, he could get around the pitch training. He was composed on the ball. He didn't look out of place, and we felt that you know, this kid should be there or thereabouts. You know, watched him when we first came in, watched him in a couple under 21 games, and we could tell he was ready. And then he took his opportunity very well, and he had to play in an unfamiliar position for long periods of the season, but he coped with that very well, and he was a real plus for us at that stage. And then we played him at Liverpool in midfield, and he played at Sheffield Wednesday, and you could see him start to really blossom. Now with all young players there's going to be inconsistency. He had a couple of games where he was below par, but that's totally understandable. But I think overall he can be really pleased with his first real season in competitive football. And then you seen the emergence of Zach Clough, who was just a revelation really. Again, we had to take our time with him just to make sure that he was ready. Just get him around the first team on a more consistent basis in terms of training. And then when he came in, he was, you know, absolutely fantastic. Really exciting player. As good as young players I've worked with. Willing to learn. Fantastic attitude. But what pleased me more than anything was his transition from training with the first team to actually playing. There was no nerves. He was positive in everything he did, and in the end he showed that he was a really good finisher once he was in there. He had 6 goals in 10 games, and again, you know, just when we got him up and running and going really well, we lost him to a really bad injury. But he'll be fit for the start of next season, and you know, again, without putting too much pressure on him, I mean, he's a real asset and a real positive about the season. And then Tom Walker came in laterally, again, talented, well balanced, great left foot, good football brain. A little bit on the physical side needs work on, but he's only 19, and he's been thrown into the deep end and he's coped with pretty well. So again, another positive. So we are very, very pleased with having 3 of our own, if you want to call them that, coming through, and hopefully being a mainstay of the team for the next year or two.
Personally speaking, how have you enjoyed your time in Bolton so far?
I love it, yeah. I mean, I've been here 6 months now, and you know, we've found a nice place to live. People are brilliant. All they want is success for the football club as much as I do. We've been made to feel very welcome. Really nice area. You know, my son's now settled at school, and it's been seamless really. So again, it's a party who wants to give that back to the people, like, you know, and bring that success. So it just motivates you even more, just through the warmth of the people that I've felt here. I mean, you know, the potential of this club's huge, I think. I mean, we were established Premier League club for a long period of time, and I know the fans would like to taste that again. It'll take a bit of time to do that. You know, we just need a bit of patience. Sometimes you don't get that in football, but we are, you know, it's part of a process that we're working towards, and you know, you like to get there sooner rather than later. But as far as the fans are concerned, you know, we couldn't have asked for better support over the 6 months that we've had.
Is this kind of what you expected from Bolton as a football club and as a place?
To be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I was coming in pretty fresh and pretty green. I knew bits and pieces about the club, and I knew the tradition of the club and the history of the club, and obviously I knew of the recent successes over the last 15-20 years. So yeah, you know, I want to be part of that now. I want to be part of the history. I want to create my own history here. You know, I think it's important at a club like this to, you know, if you look at Sam and what he achieved here, that's your benchmark, you know, and try and rise to that, or try and reach that.